And we're now along with Ryan Holder. He is the Democratic candidate for state representative for the 151st District for the special election coming up, and also on the ballot for the later general election in November. And Ryan, it's good to have you along with us today.
Well, thank you. It's good to be here.
Sure. And you're running for state representative of the 151st District.
Yes.
And just give us a detail of what that includes, the area.
Well, it's every bit of Stoddard County, and it's the western portion of Scott County that includes Oran, Chaffee, Van Duzer, and Perkins, things of that nature, places over there. And it's a pretty large district, and it's hard to cover. I've tried and been going door to door and trying to work and make a living, and it's been tough to get everywhere. So I thought I'd come here today and try to contact everybody all at once.
Sure, and we'll make it easy on you.
I hear this is a very popular program, and I'm glad to be on it.
Well, we're glad to have you, and introduce yourself to the viewers out there about your candidacy, and you're running for the state representative as the Democratic candidate for the special election, which is next Tuesday,
Right.
and also later on the general election. So we'll probably see your name quite a bit.
Well, I hope so. Of course, as you said, the special election on Tuesday, each and every ballot will have, and the first part of the ballot is for the special election. And my opponent and I will be on whatever ballot you draw. Her and I and Joe Watson both agreed that that would be the most economic way to run this special election, rather than print up a whole special ballot and go to the cost, expense, and trouble and confusion of accomplishing that. So.
And yeah, as you said, it's a large area to cover. These state representative districts, so a lot of ground to cover, a lot of people to see. And what do you consider as your theme of your candidacy, and what you talk to people about when you're out and about talking to potential voters?
Well, of course, I feel like, first let me clarify this, I feel like the job of a state representative is, in the 101st District, to represent all the people. Each and every person in the district falls under the responsibility of me making the right decision of what's best, and I do that by studying whatever bill is proposed, talking to my constituents, and seeing what has been added to or subtracted from a bill before it goes up for a final vote. A lot of times they try to, I believe it's called love a bill to death, because, well, it's a real great idea, so let me tack a few bad ideas on here so I can get that through from our area. That that's on Wall Street they call that insider trading, and these deals behind closed doors aren't a great thing, and it's a bad thing to do there, and I think it'd be a bad thing to do in the legislature. But I honestly do feel that it is my responsibility to make the very best choice for the people of my district.
Sure.
From the very poorest and lowliest to the very richest person in my district. It's my responsibility to make the right choice for all those people, and or as many of that group as I can.
Okay. Maybe just talk about you for a moment, where you're from, what your background is.
Well, I was born and raised in Advance, and except for 4 years that I spent in the United States Air Force, that's where I've been. I have 4 children. One lives in Advance, works at in an in-home health care facility. I have a daughter that is in ASU down in Arkansas. She'll graduate next year. I have a son in the Army serving our country at this time, and I have a son in the Navy. My son in the Army is at Fort Campbell in Kentucky, and my son in the Navy is assigned to the USS Nimitz aircraft carrier,
okay,
which is based out of Everett, Washington. And they all, their purpose, A, is to serve their country, and B, is to possibly learn a skill that they can come home and they want to live in this area, and they want to raise their children in this area because they love this area, as do I. And for that to happen, there has to be not only jobs, but jobs that, last election cycle they used this term a lot, a living wage. Well, does a living wage consist of just enough so you can eat and don't die of starvation, or is a living wage something that you can have a future and look forward to prosperity of some sort or another? I think it would be B, myself, and I hope to try to bring those kind of ideals to Southeast Missouri, because we have a lot of great resources in Southeast Missouri, and which one of is our people. And I would love to see them where they could utilize their talents and be rewarded for it.
Sure.
You know, one of the ways to ensure that happens is to promote education. An educated worker is a better worker, a more conscientious worker, a harder worker, a more productive worker. And if we continue to make laws that suck money from education, then that's going to cut down on the amount of teachers. There's going to be crowded classrooms, and the education is not going to be of the quality that it is now.
Sure. And being at the state level, education is a big part of the budget.
Yes,
a lot of decisions made around education.
Yes, it is. Another seemingly worrisome thing is teachers' pensions. They have a system that they pay into that works. Why is Jefferson City trying to fix it? I don't really understand that, but maybe I'll find out when I get there.
Sure. All right. So, what are some other things that people you talk to have concerns about going forward in this area, not only this area but for the state of Missouri?
Well, when I talk to people door to door, I can say a lot of different things, and they listen. But when I say, it seems to me like the average person, the person trying to make a living, the person that struggles, the person that has to sometimes choose between paying the light bill and paying for medicine. When I say that, it seems like this group gets very little representation in Jefferson City, then I start getting nods. Then people start listening. And when I say, can I do this all by myself? Can I go up there and fix Jefferson City? No, I cannot. Can I go up there and find some like-minded people that want to work towards a solution to make things better for our communities? We can get the ball rolling, and the ball is going to have to start rolling sooner or later. Wages that's a very controversial issue. Well, if you treat people with respect, if you treat people right, people act right for the most part. If you make them feel important, they'll become more important. And it's a balancing act to work with corporations, to work with business, and try to make it to where they're successful, and to also make it to where the people that work for them and help them become what they are successful as well. And it's like a high wire act at the circus, and everybody in Jefferson City standing there on the platform and wanting to, and somebody needs to grab the bar and walk out on the wire. Well, I'm not scared of heights. I would be more than willing to step out on that wire and try to make a difference.
Sure. All right. Is there anything you'd like to share with the viewers out there about your candidacy? Just anything in general that you'd like for the viewers to know out there about you?
Anything in general about me? Well, I just have a heart for people. I go on mission trips, and usually I leave the country to go on mission trips. Yes, there are things that need to be done in Missouri, in the United States, that people that need help, and that's true. But there's a lot of people that are uncomfortable leaving the United States to try to go do that. Well, I do. I'm not scared to do that, so I should go do that. And so that this kind of, I tell you that to tell you that I have a heart to help people. People are my concern. Thank you.
Okay. All right. That's Ryan Holder. He's running for the State Representative 151st District, and he's the Democratic candidate. And the election's coming up Tuesday, August 5th, special election. So be sure to show up to vote for August 5th, and we'll see how it all plays out next week.
All right.
Thanks for joining us, Ryan. Appreciate your time.
You bet.
All right.